Hey guys, what's going on? So if you watched my news video last week, you know that I didn't really have too good a time. It wasn't really a good week for good news. But, this week may not have any big heavy hitting news, no huge announcements. Well, there's the Indie Direct, which we are going to go over. But this week has some good news that not many people are talking about in the video game world. Some really good wholesome news. So without further ado, let's jump into it. The first thing I really want to talk about that I feel like no one's talking about, and I feel like a fool myself because I'm like, we're already mostly done through this week. By the time you're watching this, the actual week is pretty much over. But the Summer Games Done Quick is going on right now. Now, with COVID and all the crazy pandemic stuff that's going on, they had to do it all digitally, which is a shame because, one of the big parts for people who go is obviously watching the stuff live and in the big group of people getting to interact and everything. But for those of you who don't know, Games Done Quick or Summer Games Done Quick, there's all sorts of different versions of it that happen throughout the year. It's a charity event where speedrunners basically speedrun games for a week straight, raising all kinds of money. So I'm recording this, of course, on Thursday like I always do. And as of yesterday, they were already up to over $400,000. If you guys really, definitely check out Games Done Quick. Go to their Twitch, and it's GDQ. And even if you don't feel like donating, just watch some of it, or maybe just have it on the background or whatever, because they do get ad revenue. And it's such a good cause. It's definitely something worth checking out. It's one of my favorite things that I get to experience twice a year. Like I said, they do Summer Games Done Quick and then Games Done Quick. I try to watch as much as I can of both. They're very cool events to watch, so show them some love, and I'm really glad that even though they had to do it digitally, it's still going on. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is really interesting. If you haven't heard of it, there's a game called Fall Guys. Imagine like a physics-based goofy battle royale, and that's a game that's really popular right now. But what's mainly going on with these guys is their social media is destroying it right now. They have already basically done all sorts of stuff with different companies and this, that, and the other on their Twitter and their Instagram and all that. And it's a masterclass in marketing yourselves. But the thing that really stands out this week is they have decided to make basically a contest where they're bidding away an in-game skin advertisement, basically, and all the proceeds are going to go to charity. Now, very interesting because this game is hugely popular right now. So you have all of these companies throwing in their name in the hat. Some companies are throwing out bids. I don't know if they're throwing it out just to get their name on the board, hoping someone else will bid above them. But as of recording this, the highest bid so far was $420,069. That's right, $420,69. It's pretty awesome. Both this and the last story are great stuff in our community. If you're a gamer of any kind, you have to agree that people who play video games getting together and celebrating and donating their time and their money and all this stuff is just such a huge thing. And that's really what I really wanted to highlight this week, because in my opinion it doesn't really get much better than that. But what do you guys think? Are there any charity gaming events or charity game stuff that you follow, or do you play Fall Guys? Are you helping contribute to this? Because in essence, by playing Fall Guys, you are helping. So, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. I personally think it's just amazing. And last but not least, let's go over the games that were announced in the Nintendo Indie Direct. We're just going to go through, have them on screen, show a little bit, and just kind of list them all right here and see if any of them jump out to me or jump out to you. So the first game they showed actually started with a very awesome cutscene, some kind of crazy hand-drawn, really action-oriented looking thing, and I was pumped, and all of a sudden, boom, the name Hades pops up. I'm like, what the heck is this game? Well, then it jumps down to a Diablo-style roguelike dungeon crawler, and I'm not saying that's bad, but if you've been watching my channel for a while, I'm not the biggest roguelike fan, but it does look like a very clean and cool game, so definitely something to check out. Something I'm personally not interested in, but I know a lot of my people who watch this channel and some of my really good friends are definitely going to be hyped up for this game. Now, the next game they showed is to me personally, equal parts weird and nostalgic. This game is called Hypnospace Outlaw. And basically, it's like a weird, like, imagine the internet in the 90s, if you can. You know, some of you I know may be too young to know this, but the internet in the 90s was a lawless wasteland. It is very weird, blocky, and interesting. Well, this is a game where you basically are on the internet in the 90s. They say that you basically solve mysteries or do all sorts of weird different things. It seems very odd. I haven't got to check it out. But as of the announcement, they actually put a demo on the Switch and allowed pre-purchase to happen. So, very weird game, but something I am kind of interested in. Then they jumped into a pretty crazy game. It's called Spiritfarer. It seems like they're kind of combining a few genres here. Now, it's about a girl who has a boat, a large ship, where she ferries the spirits of the dead from one side to the other. All these seem to be kind of like sentient animals. But it's also kind of part resource management. Think like Harvest Moon or something. It seems like as you progress in the game, you're going to get more and more stuff to make your boat different and basically level it up and make it a better place for the spirits while they're on their journey. So, very interesting looking game, very interesting concept, and the art style looks amazing. I mean, it kind of has that hand-drawn look, kind of like the Monster Boy games, but definitely something kind of to keep your eye on, I think. This was also one of the games that released today as a shadow drop, and you're going to see that a lot in this Direct. A lot of these games released at the same time they were announced, and a lot of them even on sale. Speaking of resource management games, though, they immediately showed a game called Garden Story, which is basically just like a Harvest Moon game. I mean, it's exactly like what I was kind of just talking about, but it seems like in this game, all of the characters are like fruits and vegetables, or maybe animals. It's kind of weird, cartoony fun. You play as a grape. Go figure. But just like I said, these kind of games are coming out a lot, and they're really popular in the indie scene. I think there's a huge following for them. The next announcement was very interesting. I did not think I'd be seeing these on the Switch, and that is basically they announced Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. They're announced for early 2021, but if you can play these currently on the regular current gen consoles, besides the Switch, of course. And the reason I say these are kind of crazy announcements is if you've played these games, they're very, very beautiful. I mean, the water is amazing. They're kind of cool exploration games. Think about like No Man's Sky, like when it got good. That's what these are like. Like the good version of No Man's Sky. But very interesting and very cool to see these coming to the Switch. Now, the next game was really kind of crazy. It's called Takeshi and Hiroshi. Once again, this is another game that released on the day of the Direct. This game's kind of nuts. You play as Takeshi, a game creator rather, and your little brother Hiroshi is playing it, and you have to adjust the settings on the fly so he doesn't get bored, but also doesn't get aggravated. It seems kind of interesting. It's like almost like one of those RPG builder games, but you're making it on the fly. It's a neat concept, and definitely something I think worth looking at. I don't know if it's for me, but it's definitely interesting. The next game is another game that released on the same day, and that is Raji, an Ancient Epic. This is really kind of a neat looking game. It's kind of like an action-y, top-down action game. But the thing that's cool about it is it's exploring Indian culture, and I feel like there's not enough games covering the vast tapestry of just like raw lore that is untapped from that culture. I mean, like, you really have a lot that you can play with here. So I'm actually really interested in this one. I haven't got it yet. You know me with physical games. I always like to kind of peek my head out a little bit and wait and see if maybe it does really well. Maybe there'll be like a limited run version of it. But this is a game that really has me drawn towards, I think I might go ahead and download it. I'm not gonna lie, this next game they showed, Bear and Breakfast, it doesn't look like anything I really care about. I'm actually looking forward to you guys proving me wrong. If this is a game that someone who is watching this has played or knows something about, maybe I'm overlooking something, but tell me what I'm missing here, because this just doesn't seem like something I'm really interested in. Now, this next game interests me, but not for a reason that you would maybe think. It's called A Short Hike. It came out the same day also. Another game that I'm kind of like, maybe I should go ahead and download this. It just looks like a modest little kind of platformer adventure-y kind of game, but the thing that really kind of makes me want to get it is just the pure nostalgia of like man, it has that PS1 look to it. It has the kind of edgy graphics with the sharp, jagged, kind of, you know, ripply wings on the main character. It just has that look that just makes me like, man, I think I want to check this out. But, you know, what do you guys think about A Short Hike? Is it, you think, worth getting? Or am I just kind of being blinded by nostalgia? I don't know. Now, the next game they showed is called Card Shark, and it's basically a game all about cheating at cards and working your way up from like the slums tables up to the king's table. The thing that is interesting to me about this game, besides the art style, which is very distinct, is the fact that you're actually using real, like, cheater card tricks, and as the game progresses, you'll learn more and more of them. It does come out in 2020. Not a game I'm particularly interested in, but I like the idea of it. It's just not something I would want to play. But I mean, what do you guys think? This is kind of a weird thing. Kind of neat, but you know, if you're into card stuff, it might be up your alley. The next game they showed was Torchlight 3, comes out fall 2020. I never played Torchlight 1 or 2, but I can just tell by looking at this trailer that the fact that all they really have to say over and over again is get epic loot is boring to me. I don't really care for a game where the whole point of the game is to get stuff to keep playing the game to get more stuff. I mean, if loot is your draw point rather than fun or like story, then you lost me. Another one of the games that released after the event was Manifold Garden. It's kind of like a puzzle game, really cool art style. Think like MC Escher though. It seems like you're in a world that is an infinite loop and you have to solve a puzzle to get out of that loop to keep going. Very interesting, very kind of cool. It's a game you have to, I think, be in a certain mood to play. It's not something I would pick up right away myself because right now I'm not in an infinite puzzle loop mood, but definitely something I might toy with later on. And the last game they showed is a game called Evergate, kind of like a platformer. Also just seemed to me kind of generic-y. I mean, I know I really hate saying that about indie games because like indie games, it's a passion project for somebody. But for me personally, I don't know, something about this one did not really just stand out. But, you know, I would have been disappointed if this is where they ended it, but they did have one more little thing. And that is Untitled Goose Game. Now, Untitled Goose Game is already out. It's already a game you can get, but I'm glad I waited because a physical copy is coming, which they do show here. But the big thing that they really wanted to show off is that a co-op mode is coming to the Switch in September. I've been holding off on playing this game. I've been really excited to play this game. But now that they have an actual co-op where you could be two jerk gooses going around goosing it up, I'm definitely going to have some fun with that. So that was the indie stuff they showed this time. They did have a sizzle reel, but pretty cool offerings overall. So that's the total list. For me personally, if I was to pick one highlight, to be honest, it's Untitled Goose Game. I know that's an older game, but it's a game that I've been waiting to get on the Switch. When they announced the physical copy, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna wait. So I haven't got to play it yet. And the announcement of the co-op to me is awesome. Definitely gonna have some kind of video on that. Whether it's me and Shanna or me and someone else playing it, we're definitely going to jump into that and check it out. So definitely stay tuned on the channel for that. And, you know, what are you guys looking forward to out of that list? Drop that in the comments below. I want to know if there's maybe something that I don't know about. I don't know basically any of these indie games. And I know some of them are already out on computer. So you guys are usually awesome about throwing me advice on that. So please let me know and tell me what you think about the Indie Direct. And that's going to bring me to my question of the day this time. You know, last week was a really fun one. But this week, I was kind of thinking something more of a personal question to you guys, rather than asking something about, you know, whatever. What's your favorite character in Gyromite? I want to know if you guys could have me do any video, any kind of video, or a video on anything, what would it be? You know, I throw it in the comments. I may do multiple. I don't know yet. I may look at all of your ideas and say, oh, I can't do that because I'm not good enough. I don't know. But, you know, just what video would you like me to make? I think that'd be a really fun thing to do. I definitely want to make it for you. And just drop it in the comments down below what you think. And I live to serve. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Hey, once again, thank you so much for watching. These news videos are always really cool to make. It's kind of cool to catch up everyone on the stuff that I thought was interesting during the week. If you guys liked it, please throw a thumbs up or thumbs down. Subscribe if you haven't. And hey, as always, take it easy.